ask you, Dust2, do you think there's any merit behind the whole it's Dust2, either side matters, or do you generally think that we're expecting these teams to want to favour a side?
I don't think there's a really favourite side on Dust2. It's a very even map. I think
these teams in particular, though.
But these teams in particular, I think that it's a very common consensus around most of Counter-Strike. It is a very favoured map. For them, it's going to be all about preference of choice. Do they want to go for CET side, which, like, from a psychological perspective, can often be like the more favoured side, since there's so many maps that are CET sided that they could end up picking that one. Alternatively, some people actually prefer T side, like the team that I played, for example. We prefer T side on every map, and we get crushed every single time. So it will actually be CEX going over. It will be CEX getting left with the leftovers of the CET side, as CAZ will hold on to T side, and they'll be starting things off very, very nicely. Although that being said, I think we're having a technical pause coming in here, judging from the fact that all the TK is coming through.
Yeah, Jacob, he's struggling to plug the USB into the computer when it comes out to a microphone. So once he can get that plugged in, then we are raring to go.
But hang on, are you BMing him? Because that was us all weekend so far.
I mean, literally, yeah, we can't. It's a self-immolation, mate. Like, you have to embrace it, right? Like.
Oh dear. Well, we're ready to
that
get
was literally
into
the problem,
one.
by the way. He's he's fixing his microphone.
Yeah, he was. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's finally the pistol round. Here we go, map number 2, CAZ versus CEX. One of these teams are going forward to face Endpoint for a chance in the finals. The buy-ups for the pistol round. We're having the defuse kit come out on Thomas on the T side. They're going for the utility buy, and they're already pushing straight on through towards the A side. It will be Ozzy trying to frag onto Brody. He's going to take some tag damage, but gets some back instead. But Jacob with a very nice headshot takes down Smooya. Brody's on way on short as well, trying to see if he can pick something up. But Cinder gets Jacob 4-on-4 situation. Bomb goes down. Headshots come through for free. CEX up for a very nice retake here.
Retake is, of course, what the CX side are looking to achieve, a 4v3 situation as they get themselves barreling up through the side of short. Weber over towards long. He is the wrench in the works with the Eagle, looking to land these shots, but every single shot is landed by that USB. A beautiful 3K to be connected on all sides of the board. Make that 4 even, as Thomas is going to find the defuse, and what a performance.
Very nice round from CEX, just very on point for most of their shots. It was Brody holding to the contention over towards the short area, managed to hold him off for a little bit, picked one, and that turned it into a 4-on-3. From there, CEX, they could stormroll their way on towards the site. It was like a hostile takeover of the A site, and in that case, it was a hostile retakeover, as CEX will win the retake, and therefore the pistol round, despite the fact that the T side didn't actually end up getting the bomb plant. They're actually going for a force spike here, surprisingly enough.
Yeah, it's certainly an option you can go for. It's something that not a lot of teams do because of the fact that you put yourselves in a risky economical standpoint, but it has a venue of attack, and that right there is also one itself. Rezu gets caught on the push, very, very predictable from him, so not what you want to be seeing, as it gives the Tech-9s a PP Bison to be thrown in, but that is a line now. Please don't line up, don't let them knock you down. This is not a game of bowling. As Weber going to try and trade one back, but unfortunately the SMGs just out-training them currently. As Weber flails through the smoke, but just not quite going to be enough to make it happen. CX, they will, not in a clean way at all, but they will close it out nonetheless.
Yeah, it will end up being 2 players staying alive for the CEX side. So the force bite, it worked in some regards. I mean, it certainly didn't get them the round victory, which I think is what they were hoping for, but it has done some serious damage to the CEX economy, which could allow the T side to really break them when they find that rifle round, or maybe even if they can find this very good pistol or force round here. We'll see them come out with the Tech-9s scout on Weber as well, and they will set themselves up towards the B side. Weber's holding up towards mid, just holding up for those rotations. And Ozzy, lower tunnels, Bomb is in upper tunnels. It could end up being a B split here, or it could end up being a straight rush.
2 options, 2 very, very different styles. But no matter what, it has to come to a head. A decision has to be made. It's going to be a slow but sure inching setup coming in from the side of CAZ. Ozzy going to take a battle, decides to go for a peek here and there, get some information if he can garner it, and from there the rest of the team will back up on towards short. And it could be a very, very nice setup towards A if they go for it, providing they get some sort of performance up towards long. Smooya already going to be taken down towards short, but Cinder, as already mentioned, started off hugely in a pistol round. He's looking to be a turret yet again with this M4 now, as the push is going to be very, very quick and concise. Ozzy going to find one close range back onto Cinder, though, so shuts him down. The PP buys and perhaps even going to jump it. How insulting from Rezu Thomas, just another on towards Weber. And well, I'm somewhat glad we kept that relaxed. I'm glad we kept that low pace, because we could have been screaming our heads off. We could have got super hyped like this was Katowice 2014. But we knew it was going to happen. It was a shame, but the setup when you have a flat 5 like that, it just, as much as it wasn't Cinder, you could feel the turret there ready and waiting from the side of CX, and there's a reason why they pick up that third.
Indeed, but honestly, I'm very happy with that jumping shot. I saw it coming, but it was just so satisfying to see it actually put into effect. It was just a beautiful moment in the CES. As CEX will be the ones up in favour, 3-0 up, and the T-side CAZ, they will end up being just down to the P250s. But look at this, oh my god, Rezu, he's got himself a nice backstab. He might find a kill right here, and that's going to completely take out the CAZ boys. In this case, it is a 4-on-5, and a good flank from Rezu will put him in a very nice situation. He will pick up another one onto Jake, and he goes charging straight on through. What can he really do with a pistol? He's looking for a little bit more, and he's going to pick it up onto Aussie. 2 versus 5. Ready to just clean it up, and a very nice play from CEX, 4-0.
So we've kind of been stung here, I've got to say, because just we were memeing Smoory earlier on. We talked about his pink shorts, we talked about his lucky charm for LAN. Now, as much as we love the guy, they are memeing us from the side of CEX, because as the chat have definitely clocked onto by now, and we certainly weren't aware of. Smooya is in fact not Smooya, and Rezu is in fact not Rezu. They are alternative personalities.
Are you kidding me?
No, Rezu is Smooya, I think, and Smooya is Rezu. At least Rezu's account, that's not Rezu's account, that's Smooya. It's definitely, I'm looking at Steam.
I'm going to go find him in the BYOC, hold on. Be right back.
In other news, Auto Sniper.
Yeah, auto sniper on Thomas. This is a good point actually. This is a very key weapon. You can see it's got it placed over towards the B site, and the reason why this is so key is because it's completely wrong. There's no one going to be over at this B site. It looks like the T side push is going to be over towards A long instead, and there's 3 players up short, and they're going for a long push. So ultimately, the comp of CEX is all wrong. They have some rotation potential, but they're putting a lot onto. They're putting it all on black in this case, and they're going to have to try and defend this A site with a lot of force. Unfortunately, it is a good gamble because that is where the majority of the defense would be.
Stack isn't going to make him, but it's going to be Cryptics and MCK to combine, dropping them all dead in a quick flurry of 2. Cryptics will find himself a bomb plot in fair ease fashion. As Thomas, you talked about that auto sniper right at the start. Well, now we're looking at the end, at the real life predicament that it finds itself in, which is just 0 use case. Of course, the CX, they are just going to back off, not even consider going for a retake, as they contest somewhat, just almost prodding the bear towards long. And Aussie, well, why not shoot through a smoke? It's LAN after all.
Not shoot through the wall. I don't even think he might actually end up getting caught out by Cinder at the very least, but even so, CEX prefer not to be losing most of their weapons. Again, that auto sniper, a very, very expensive gun, and you know, it's just probably best not to lose it here, especially since that could be such a key element if you can place it in the right places. And as a result, CAZ will run away with it. CEX will hold on to a couple of rifles, but finally CAZ has been able to get around back here, and as a result, CEX are going to be a little bit broken here. We can see there's not a whole lot of money on Brody. He probably could get dropped by Rezu. Sorry, no, this is Smooya. On the he probably could get dropped by Smooya, and he will actually get dropped by Smooya. And of course, Rezu having more than enough money to buy himself. So
it's CEX who's who.
It's CEX who's who.
Yeah, we're having a board game back from 2006. It's
I remember, yeah.
Back from the dead.
Yes.
And this is the reincarnation of it right here. Ascend it, aggressive
CEX's
on shore.
new sponsor.
Yeah, CEX. They've decided to bring back the board games love. You know, LAN is all about not only the PC games but board games too. And CEX, they're the people behind it, it seems. There's Aussie, of course, just a throwback towards short, was taken down. Jake came over towards long, looking to gain some early control, and fairly passive as well right now. He doesn't want to go too aggressive. He literally wants to make sure CX know he's there, but he's not really taking too many huge fights. He's just going to peek ever so lightly and just to hold those headshots, looking for a couple of taps, but nothing going to come his direction. The big thing is CX on short. They land every single shot here as a spray from Brody, a double kill from him, looking for the third. Weber is going to peek on out and find one of his own. Rezu or Smooya, we like to see you hitting those, and eventually the repeat will allow him to.
I knew you'd do that. Weber's
going to catch me every time.
Weber's going to be the last man alive, AWP in hand, trying to survive it. Spots out one, but he can't land a tag onto Rezu, and it will be Thomas instead. Finally, the auto sniper comes into effect, and Weber goes falling 5-1. CEX will reset CAZ a little bit. They have got a little bit of money to work with, but of course, it's just AKs coming up for most players, and Weber's going to have to be dealing with the Tech 9 in this case. The CEX so far strong, despite the name randomization, despite the new sponsor. It will be 5-1. in favour of them for Dust 2, and you can just see that actually the T side, they're going very, very fast over towards this A side. Look at this, look at the amount of map control that Weber is trying to get his hands on. He actually does take down Rezu. Brody gets him back at the very least, but there's MCK taking that bomb back for the 2v1 trade. Bomb goes down, T side looking to set the retake up here for CEX.
For Thomas at this point, he's kind of sitting there going, at this point, I know that I screwed up with this voice note. Because he's literally had no value from it at all. We were like, that was a huge talking point from us in the first map. But you have to kind of look at Dust 2 right now. Every single time, even in terms of control, it's not really brought too much. So he needs to be amazing in this retake. Smoothie going to find the first on towards Cryptic. Ozzy is going to respond though with a very nice headshot at that as the bomb going to be ticking on away, but more quick aggression coming in from Smoothie. This defuse is going to be stuck. Jacob knows he has to go aggressive. Smoothie looking for the shots, but it is going to be missed. But the bomb's still being stuck, and Jacob going to stare into the darkness as he eventually will pick it up nonetheless, but the defuse still going to be claimed by the side of CX. 6-1 is the scoreline, and an Aurora Sniper, yes, it doesn't have a part in things, but it's still getting rounds and it's still standing.
Yeah, Cinder, pure soldier in that case. He could have gone for the face, he could have gone for the peak and risked it and killed himself. Means that he stuck the bomb plant, got CEX the round, and ultimately at the end of the day, that's more valuable than any kills you can find in this case, and as a result, he will die a hero in that last round. 6-1, CEX still up on the up for the advantage, but CAZ now going to rechange their strategy. Going to try see if they can try head all 5 up towards the short area. It's going to be one getting taken down, Weber falls, but MCK and Cryptics, they're going to pick 2 back, and as a result, CAZ, they will get onto this bomb site once again. But this is where they seem to fall down, because they can very easily get onto site, or they find a great amount of ease getting onto site. The question is can they make the retake defenses work? So far, they're going to start off badly. Sinner takes down one, Aussie gets him back very nicely, but here comes Jacob with the AWP, takes down Thomas, and now Brody is going to be the last man alive here. 1 versus 3 situation. And if he clutches this one out, it would be good, but instead it looks like he's just going to hold back towards long and try to save this M4, which ultimately probably a smart idea in this case. CEX, they've got some rounds to play with. They haven't got economy, so they really need some firepower in this next round, otherwise they're going to be up for a complete full eco, and CAZ could end up starting to pull back a bit of a comeback here.
I like how, I'm just checking, and people are actually confused over this whole Rezu Samu thing now, because now that we're actually trying to like counteract the names, and they were like, wait, you said Samuya but Rezu got the frag, what's going on? Like, stream inception, mind blowing, but also...
Right, in short, basically, we think, we can't be sure of this, but from what we understand...
I checked the profiles, pretty confident.
We're pretty confident that Rezu is Samuya and Samuya is Rezu.
Yeah, so from just you know what, when we just look at CX and go, CX, they're playing well as a team, that's that, right? I mean, individuals, you change your names, this is the punishment you get. Cinder, the Cobes walks long, a double kill for him with the pistol, looking to relive the pistol round over and over again. But unfortunately, a memory, it's all but just that, a fading one. The Cryptic is going to find the trades, return it back to a 3v3, but a whole lot of damage being inflicted to Jacob and Cryptics, 25 and 31 HP respectively, meaning that this is doable for the side of CX.
Yeah, Weber going aggressive. We're going to see if he can try to pick off the last few stragglers of CEX. Trying to run away from this one, and actually the bomb is not even going down. I think they're just going hunting at this point. I think they realise exactly the situation that CX are in, and they're trying to capitalise on getting these kills rather than gunning for the just immediate round win, and ultimately that could be very, very nice, because if you can take that rifle away, if you can take the scout away, then that's some investment gone. But finally they will head over towards long to try and push on through in this case. Brody's going to be the man over on the corner to see if he can try and make it work, and it looks like he's actually going to be able to take down Jacob. Look at this, 2 kills coming in for CEX, and Weber suddenly becomes alone, all alone in a 1 versus 2 situation, and he's not even got the bomb control. He's all the way back on the other side. He's got across into someone's crosshair to try and pick it up, and I think they will just be able to, he will just be able to pick it up and get the bomb plant at least. So now CEX up for a retake. It's a 2 versus 1. Remember, Weber has the AK.
Weber, the man of the hour, gets the bomb down. Does he realise their player is coming up close and personal to Thomas? Just creeping step by step, inch by inch. The shot, though, ever so preemptive, and Thomas realising that you bite the bullet too early and you pay a pretty damn tough reward as, well, cost should we say at that, not really quite the reward, though, as Rezu is going to backstab. As the defuse is going to be connected. There you have it, but...
It's Smoothie.
God damn it. They tricked Xenix as well. I'm actually talking to Smoothie now, and he's
is
straight
this legit?
up... Well, I'm talking to Rezu now. And yeah, it's just a giant bit of a meme, really.
I mean, so Rezu is Smoothie. So we're 100% confirmed. Yeah. Rezu is Smoothie. Smoothie is Rezu.
Yep.
There we are, then, ladies and gentlemen. Smoothie is Rezu. Rezu is Smoothie.
We're gonna cut that aside though, because I want to get back to casting Counter-Strike. So what we're gonna do is, for the sake of the stream and our sanity, we're gonna call them by their names in game. and they can live the meme. We can make the I-Series memes great again. As this quick aggression straight out through long Weber, Jack in a box through the smoke. Brody there with the UMP, trying to make a huge play as he sets himself up for one, makes it to two, but unfortunately falls short of the third. For Smooya, he's in the position with the M4 to find himself a double kill of his own, looking for the third, looking for the tertiary, yet again going to fall short. But it's still that same old trading game that's working out for CeX, leaving Cryptix alone in a 1v3, peeks out towards CT, a huge headshot on towards Cinder, but is it going to be enough to make this one happen?
It is a 1 versus 2. We've seen this situation before. They're going to hear the reload, and now it's going to give Rezu a chance to creep up and take him down. They will pick the 8th round, and again, CeX, they will win the half on CT, and we've seen this before. We've seen this about half an hour ago. This is exactly what happened on Train. Are we going to start seeing the end of CAZ right here, right now?
Looking towards this 8-2 scoreline though, it's getting pretty damn bleak, it has to be said. CeX, and they're running with a mentality that at this point they know they're ahead. They know they can storm one through as Rezu just peeks out towards mid, flying off the handles pretty much in this matchup so far as he has a double kill. Cinderco looking to mop one up, make some money with these SMGs as well. And I think the most uncomfortable point is I'm looking at the scoreboard and going, okay, every single time there's been a chance for the C-side to fight, they've picked up a round and then been repeatedly just struck by a reset. You know, we saw 4 rounds in a row off the back of pistol, then a reset. 2 rounds, a reset. 3 rounds, reset. The reset, I mean, it's predicted to happen effectively now.
Oh, well, I mean, it's possible and it certainly is likely. Like we've seen this before, it will be CAZ trying to see if they can get an advantage by going aggressive over towards long. Only one player going aggressive towards long, but Jacob will pay the price as Cinder takes him down. Looking for anything more behind the blue box, but no one will be there. Instead, actually, they've taken this, they've used it so well. Look at the rotation, all of CeX, they've headed up towards long to try and back up Cinder, and as a result, that's given the T's the entire reign of the A side. They're getting the bomb down, they're setting up the defensive, and Aussie picks up 2. It's now the advantage in favour of CAZ. Thomas swings it back to a 3-on-3, but even so, the bomb has gone down, and now, once again, we have to see if CAZ can make this, can defend this retake. Because this is their biggest downfall so far. Aussie's in defensive. Rezu gets a nice wallbanger headshot. Gets traded out nicely. But it's still a 2-on-1. There it is right there. Double kills coming in for Thomas as he will close it out. As for Cinder, bomb will get defused and CeX will take their 10th.
Just to touch on as well, one of the biggest things that really makes will make or breaks that round really is timing on the CT side. We saw Thomas literally get to peek onto a short the minute the CT drop came in from the T side point of view, which means that there's no teamwork in that. It's just singular peaks, and that's something that CeX has taken advantage of time and time again. Of course, you have to look at it from CAZ and go, okay, we've gone long, it hasn't worked. We've gone short. Okay, that hasn't worked either. Okay, let's go long again, boys. Okay, long's not working. Okay, let's go back to short. Like, can we see some mid aggression? Can we see something over towards B? Because right now we know it's not working. That's a given, CAZ. It's 10-2. Make a change.
Indeed, you're right about
it sounds
that,
harsh, but it's almost common sense at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, and we can see that they are not playing as aggressive as we've seen them play before. So maybe this could be the signs of tides of change. And I think, you know, you're probably about 8 rounds too late in this case.
Maybe aggression is the wrong buzzword. Maybe just being dynamic is the more appropriate way to describe it. Because as much as, you know, slamming buzzwords and things is all well and good, you kind of have to look at this T side and go, okay, whether it's aggression, whether it's your strategy as a team, the way you're setting yourself up, we've literally seen you spin a wheel and either go short or go long.
Well, it is going to be short this time, and so wheel will land on that. Will be 4 players stacking themselves up. Jacob's holding back. We're looking to cut off any rotations, and Rezu's got the AWP. He knows it's going to be short. He has the information, and he's going to get ready because they've played in such a decent formula that CeX. It looks like they can just pick him off right here. Rezu picks up the first, looking for the second. Smooya is watching from the goose area. Spots out one, takes him down, sprays onto connect onto Weber, but he can't find it all. Double kill comes through. 4-on-2 now. Rezu spots out the last right there. Jacob becomes a 1 versus 4 man, AK in hand, but it looks like it's going to end up falling right here as Rezu picks up the kill. CeX reading it like a book in that case. We'll bring their 11th round.
I'll take long for $5, please. That's pretty much what I take from this right now. Just, if we don't, I wouldn't be surprised if we just saw flat out long aggression yet again. They are all over the place. The coordination is just non-existent. It's not the CAZ we know and love. It's not the JKM leadership that we expect to see. And what a surprise. $5 back in the bank. It's effectively a long hit. They've decided, you know what, let's combine a little bit. They've sent the bomb short, but it's pretty much coming down to the same long style. Cinder snaps for 90 degrees to the left, claims the life of Weber. Brody going to sit tight in the smoke. They literally know what to expect at this point. Just stack on those angles, get those frags, and it is going to certainly be a bit of a retake, but one from the T-side point of view on towards short, because Brody, he's just going to sit tight. The smoke is going to go down and certainly adds a bit of a wrench in the works, but Jacob, look at how low he is.
Yeah, he's going to actually peek out and get him through the smoke. Actually, Brody does end up falling, and Resi becomes the last man alive. And Jacob's going to see if he can get this bomb down. Resi does go for the peek, and with the AWP, can't find it. The Molotov will go out, and that might burn him, but the AWP shot lands instead. And once again, this could be a bomb plant retake gone so wrong for CAZ, as Resi just peeking with the AWP flicks and takes the wall banger onto Aussie. And once again, CAZ just cannot catch a break here on Dust 2. It's going to be CEX taking 12-2. And looking at the... Okay, I was going to say looking at the economy, apparently my read is bad. But they've got the 4-round loss bonus, so they are able to buy up in this last one. So at the very most, they need to get this 3-round buffer. So if CEX win the pistol round, they're not out of it.
You can certainly hope, but 12-2, I mean, 12-3, 13-2. Either way, it's still a very blunt end. You've got Rezu firing all cylinders, you've got Smooyer as well. They're effectively the same player at this point, as they both just have these huge incremental performances. CAZ as a team just not quite able to achieve. Cinder as well, also hitting shots of his own. You've got basically 3-man core of CEX, aided by Thomas and Brody just there to support them from behind with all the flashes and utility they need, and they're also fragging themselves. So you have this powerhouse team coming on through to a team like CAZ, who usually would provide us with one hell of a matchup. This could go the other way. We could be seeing 3 maps, 16-13s back and forwards, but CAZ, they just don't seem to actually be playing Counter-Strike right now the way we see them almost expect to see. Razuk going to push on through with this pistol, finds himself one, but Smooya quick to trade things back nonetheless on the retake. It's going to be a long defuse, but one they are still going to find.
Well, 13-2, CEX, just as dominant as they were on train, except more so this time. 10-5, the scoreline at the end of the half after that. So, I mean, I don't even know what to say at this point. It's just, this isn't the same CAZ that we saw play UFrag on the main stage, yesterday. Like, this definitely is not. Like, definitely, it can't be. So, as a result, it will be CEX at a significant advantage going into their T side. We have seen a pause come through here. And I'm not sure why. If we manage to get our eyes quickly on that chat so we can have a look see. But yeah, like I'm pretty sure it's too far gone. It might just be too far gone at at this point for CAZ. Like, what do you say other than just CEX read them like a book every single play?
It's a tough one really, because I don't honestly think that it's CEX reading CAZ. I don't think this is like, oh yeah, they anti-stratted us. Like, I don't think that's a justifiable way to describe it almost, because it's basically finding an excuse for yourself when you know that actually the problem was just the decisions they're making. Like, the most simplest explanation we saw is that there's no one tunnels. That's basic, bro. You look at Dust 2, in literally every single default practically, you always have a guy around tunnels, or at least by Xbox short. You always have someone basically in that transitioning line from lower tunnels up on towards short, having an impact in the late round, and not just with the sole purpose of pushing short as a 5-0 round. We saw one final change, which was a split, but that was way too late to even try and make that something like that work. And even then, when you're splitting after doing all installs long and short, it kind of becomes predictable for CEX just to set up and wait. Like, CEX, they don't have to read this. They just have to go, okay, let's just learn how to play against this one setup. Okay, let's learn how to play against this different setup. Okay, we've learned how to completely counter this team, because this is all they're doing.
Oh, yeah. Either way, no matter what you say, it's CEX up 13-2, and they're going to go straight over towards the A bomb site. They're going to pick up Weber already. It's not even going to be a contention coming in from CAZ. Smooya gets Jacob back. Cryptix goes forward in 5-on-2 situation. All now down to the 2 versus 5 here. As it will be Smooya going aggressive once again. Rezu gets Aussie and Jacob now last man alive, taps by Cinder, and Cinder gets the headshot. So CEX will take the pistol round, and I think it might just end up being GG right here for the boys over at CAZ. They probably will end up going down here 2-0 in favour of CEX, and that's pretty much a very tragic way to go out here.
It's such a shame. There's so much talent on this lineup. Cryptix, Weber, Jacob, pretty much every single player. There's so much raw talent there. And they are a very solid core 5 in terms of actual what they've been able to achieve results on the results basis, should we say. But it comes back to the same moot point. This matchup decides whether you get to stick in the tournament or not. And right now, they may have had a good showing against UFrag, but here we are. A 5v1 almost for Cryptix. CEX, they are blowing past them.
And what more can you say other than that? CEX 15-2. I think we can probably call a rip in peace for the boys over at the CAZ lineup. And it's a shame that they went out like this. I mean, they've been a very formidable team so far, this one. But it looks like CEX will be the team to go forward to face Endpoint in the final match of the lower bracket here, and decide who will go face FM at the grand finals on the grand stage of the Grand I-59 Championships. One more round. Last chance for CAZ. Can they find what they need to find here in order to pick themselves a good round? Cryptics goes falling. It's going to be MCK getting Thomas back 4 versus 4 situation. Bomb gets planted as well. And we'll have to see the challenges coming up as Brody seems to be holding a very nice angle. Picks up one. Resi gets one back as well. All on Weber and Jacob. And Brody with a 1D. Can he find it last time here? One shot. Second shot. Jacob getting tagged down. It looks like, yeah, they've already given up at this point, as it will be the knife. Oh, Jacob gets that one at least. A little bit of beer, but he's going in for Rezu as well, and we'll take him down. Maybe this kid actually isn't working out well. He's got the wrong bullet, but look, it's being called GG. I think they realise it's as bad as we can. Jacob's still fighting for his life, though. Bomb's tick too far gone. It's going to be the kill coming in, and CEX will win and go forward to face Endpoint in the lower bracket grand final.